Liverpool defeat Real Madrid on a 1-0 win with McAllister scoring the only goal of the match. This was 100% one of the worst matches this season for Real Madrid. I knew coming to this game was going to be difficult. Yet Liverpool having a terrible start of the season, 8 games, 7 defeats, something like that. And you expect Real Madrid with, I guess, the pace that they're going at is to come there and then go crazy. But I knew it was going to be hard. Liverpool, they have a team. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this team. They're gonna have to at some point find their rhythm. I think this was 100% their game. They were by far the way better team. They started off so aggressive and coming into this match, and Madrid just couldn't keep pace. That they just really fell apart. One thing is, I think coming to the starting 11, Liverpool is more of an aggression team, or straight off kickoff, they're gonna try to go for it. And I didn't like Camavinga starting. Yes, he looked okay in El Clasico, nothing crazy. He had a decent performance there, but I just think that you should have at least started Brahim Diaz. I really think you should have had someone, because Madrid played it in this game playing on the left mostly with Vini, and Vini obviously underperformed, and they just made it so easy for Liverpool to target the left hand side for Real Madrid, and then they couldn't create anything on the right hand side. They couldn't do anything, and then they had to bring in Rodrygo, and they just couldn't get anything from there. I think that's one thing Madrid liked. Starting 11, exactly the same one from Barcelona. And then Liverpool, Isak being hurt, Frank Pong still being hurt, but Bradley had an amazing game. He really secured that back line really well for Liverpool. But yeah, Liverpool just looked great. This was 100% their best game of the season, the best that they've looked at all this year. Ekitike could have had a goal. Dominic should have had a hat trick, but the only reason, Madrid could have lost 5-0, and the only reason was because of Courtois. If it was someone else, I guarantee you Madrid would have lost by far more. But yeah, just going to this match, you expect something huge, and I this is the typical Vinny performance that I see, that I'm used to, and why I don't really rely on Vinny. Another thing is Mbappe. Madrid need a 9. I say it all the time, every single time I have a chance to say Madrid need a 9. You have no one in the middle of the box. At the end, even when Trent, yes, he misplayed the cross, but you still have no one in the middle. That's one thing Madrid lack on. Bringing Gonzalo, take out Vinny. Who cares if he cries and gets out of the pitch and not, high five his manager or whatever. If you're underperforming, you're underperforming. Only positive thing with Vinny is that he rushes high in the left, but that's it. That's basically what Franco does as well. And I'm not, recently a huge fan of how Franco's been playing. I think him and Vinny are the exact same player. They can get you to the final third, but they're not going to do anything in the final third. Just one game. I just want to see Mbappe there and have Gonzalo up here. Just one game. Just one. Or Endrick. I don't care. He got number 9. I think Bellingham looks okay. Orta, just big games like this, is he lacks on it in high intensity games with the other team that are known to be to pressure. He just underperforms. It's not big games. He was Madrid's 100% their best player against Atletico that match a few weeks ago, but they took him out. But then you look at Barca, you look even last year Arsenal, you look at the El Clásicos from last year when he started playing towards the end. He was just didn't look like the Orta that you've seen, that Mbappe or the dualship that they always had, this season so far. And yes, he's still young. He's just getting starts this season. But in big games, he doesn't really show it. Dean Huijsen, I think he was a little poor. Should have brought him Raul Asensio. Carreras was, I think, all right. I think in the first half he marked Salah well, but then coming to the second half, it just it fell apart for entire Real Madrid. And Courtois was the only reason why Madrid they didn't leave this match embarrassed with a high loss win. I think he just brought in players probably way too late. You bring Rodrygo. I still think you should have put in Brahim. For me, he's really good in those late games, well, especially when Liverpool towards the end, having many in the back. I think Brahim is the player to find space and able to create something from that. I think they should have put in Brahim way before it. Um, Another place they could use Gonzalo. You need a goal. Use one of your strikers. Put it at Danny Ceballos. What I would have done was take out Arda, um, take out Kamavinga, take out Vinny, put in Rodrygo on the left, Brahim on the right, Gonzalo, or not even that really. Maybe Rodrygo in the middle, Mbappe on the left, Gonzalo or Endrick on top, with Brahim on the right. I think that probably would have better. Raul Asensio in the back. Um. Oh yeah, just such a poor performance from Madrid as a whole. Um. Yeah, I had nothing. That was honestly just terrible. Read. They are what fifth now. I think other teams, yeah, like Dortmund, can catch up to the top eight. Um, what City? Yeah, City can play Newcastle, Barca, Chelsea. So these next games are gonna be huge, and might bring Madrid down maybe up to like ninth, depending of how many teams. Yeah, probably up to like ninth is the lowest they can go, maybe. But yeah, that's something I've always said it. I say it all the time. It's just and it's weird because Liverpool they haven't looked like themselves at all this season, and just for them to snap, of course, it's against Madrid to find back their rhythm. Um, it's just terrible timing for as a Madrid fan or whatever. Madrid's next game is against Real. They for me are such they're an underrated team, and they 100% can compete with the likes. But of course talent wise is different, but match wise, like going to the game like this, I wouldn't be surprised if Rio put in a good match. Madrid are 5 points up against Barca in La Liga, but this match doesn't look like anything positive really from this. Nothing positive came out from this match. Um, Only thing positive is just Courtois really, because the back line got on this controversial with the handball and stuff like that, but no, just Liverpool dominated the entire match. How many shots on target did they have? Madrid did have more possession, but that's because when Liverpool they're starting to play in the back more and try to keep the goal there. Madrid had 8 shots, only 2 on target. That's probably what the Bellingham and the I'm trying who else think was on target. I think Arda. I think Arda had a shot, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, that's Madrid just were just complete awful this match. Um, yeah, Liverpool had 9 on target. I think 8 of those saves from Courtois. Accurate passes, but like that's nothing impressive because of course you can have the most passes if the other team is playing more back, keeping their line. But for Liverpool, their best player, Dominic, has been Liverpool's best player this whole season. But man, Connor Bradley looked really good. Salah, glimpses of what he's, I love seeing Salah dribbling in the middle. His just footwork amazing. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that today. We haven't seen much of that this season. Konate and Van Dijk is just a great duo partnership. Um, it's just, of course, McAllister is the one who gets the goal with his header. Dominic Szoboszlai is such a good set piece taker, and that's another thing Madrid lacks in is set pieces. Madrid, I've said it all the time. I said it last season. If Madrid have 100 set pieces, corners, whatever, they're not scoring one because that's how bad they are in set pieces. I'm trying to remember. I think Militao had a header last year, maybe this year, but no, it was last year. That's the last set piece I remember. A corner, or whatever, scoring like directly from a corner like that. That's one thing Madrid always lacked in, but huge loss for Madrid. You go again against Real next week. I think Liverpool City. Yeah, that's gonna be a good match. Of course, they're at the same time. But yeah, great win from Liverpool.